Haberman of the New York Times, Michael Scher of the New York Times, Paul Kane of the Washington Post, and Sung-Min Kim of the Washington Post. Where are we this Sunday? The president's team has up to 2 more days. One of the questions is, will they take it all? They began yesterday trying to, I think the best way to say it is give Republicans a safe place to stick with the president.
I think that's right. And I think they also were trying to send the public a message, which I think they did pretty effectively, which is this is taking away an election. This is taking away a vote from you. And I think that as long as they can stick to that argument, it helps them. I would be very surprised if they use up all of the time they have. They have 24 hours. They've telegraphed pretty clearly that that's not going to happen. I do think that we're going to see the most interesting aspects so far of their defense tomorrow, which will be likely Ken Starr and definitely Alan Dershowitz. Those are not people who are part of the White House firmament and who have been involved in these daily meetings that their team is having. And so it'll be interesting to see how they present. And do you think the president will, he has 2 more, he could do this over 2 more days. My question is, does he give up a day of TV time? You think he will? You think he thinks he's winning and they can convince him, lock it all in on Monday and go as fast as possible? McConnell has convinced him to go along with what McConnell wants this entire way. It has taken some time, some back and forth. The president had to be allowed to believe this was his idea, or at least that he wasn't being led along. But he has generally done what McConnell wanted. McConnell wants this over quick.
And to that point, one of the things McConnell said was, please minimize attacks on the Bidens. Please minimize going way outside into conspiracy theory land, because we have the votes right now. We have the votes right now. Don't do anything to anger people. So one of the points, it's a more low-key point, but Jay Sekulow tried to make this point. Look, just because the Democrats disagree with how the president did this or what the end result was doesn't make it impeachable.
Let me be clear. Disagreeing with the president's decision on foreign policy matters, or whose advice he's going to take, is in no way an impeachable offense.
Now, Jay Sekulow, we're waiting for Ken Starr and Alan Dershowitz, Mr. Wray, more names that are more known in the Fox News universe and television Republican circles. Mr. Sekulow himself can mix it up when he wants to. He has in the hallways gone after Biden quite a bit. But in the floor of the Senate, he decided not to, at least on day one.
I was really struck by the tone. I mean, I think we all, given what, as you say, what Jay Sekulow had done, you know, at the microphones kind of before the trial and the days leading up to it, very heated, lots of sort of fire and brimstone. You sort of saw the preparations for the kind of presentation that people expect the president wants to see on television. And the tone was very dramatically kind of softer than I think we all expected. Now, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, and it may be that they take a turn and go in that direction. Certainly the Chief Justice's admonition at the beginning of the trial that, for everyone to remember where you are may have helped. But it also just may be that they sort of recognize, as you say, and as to Maggie's point, they're winning. They don't need to sort of go there, so to speak, and that let's get this done quickly.
And that seemed to be an appeal to some of the Republicans who maybe we're not watching as closely, but who have been uncomfortable by the president's conduct. I'm thinking of folks like Rob Portman of Ohio, Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania. We don't expect them to be swing votes in the key question of witnesses, and clearly they will most likely vote to acquit him at the end of the day. But they have said before that they do find this behavior not appropriate. They were